Hi. Um, it's not like me to record two videos on the same day, but given that it is Suicide Prevention Day, I really felt that I had to share some thoughts with you guys. And this is not a very easy conversation for me to have. Um, it's it's not something that I think anyone who has gone through this type of thing ever really wants to think about, but it happens. Um, There have been moments in my life, people that I've supported, where I've been very, very familiarized with how people feel with suicide. Not me particularly, apart from, well, one particular instance, which is not exactly like that, and that I will explain in just a moment. But I've worked in healthcare for quite some time, and I've also worked with a lot of people that have mental health issues or that may have other issues in their life. I've worked with people from very difficult backgrounds, and suicidal thoughts are definitely not a cry for attention seeking, or at least not in that sense, people. I really hope you understand this. People who have those thoughts generally feel like they have nothing to give in this life. I've known a lot of people who live with chronic pain who have thought about ending it because the pain is too much to bear, because they don't understand how they can carry on in a world where they are just completely exhausted and ridden by pain, and where they don't feel like they're a contributing member of society. I've heard this from very close friends to mine, and it's not a fun thing to have to deal with. It's not a fun thing to have to feel. And I don't see it for me. Like, I've been there for them. Sure, it's not a pleasant experience, but it's not me that makes me sad. It's all those people who think that, who have to go through that thought process because it feels like there is nothing else left. I've had to stop people from trying to kill themselves. I've had to call ambulances, the police. I've had to take people to hospital. I've had to remove sharp objects from rooms, medication, painkillers. I've had to call extra support workers when I was on shift. I've had to recruit people who were specifically aware that suicide and attempts of suicide were going to be part of their lives 24/7. It's very hard. And what I really hope you guys get out of this here today is that there's so much we can do for those people. There is so much love that those people need, so much support, so much care that they need. And I don't necessarily mean care as an institutionalized care. You genuinely don't know the impact that it has for you to turn up and speak with someone and give them your time and reassure them that they are not alone in this world, that they have a helping hand there that is willing to take them through the process, who is willing to be there for them when no one else is, because that's how they feel. They feel like they're completely alone and like there's nothing left for them. So there you go. It's as simple as that. If you ever feel anyone in your life is suffering in such a way, like they're thinking of ending it, or even just contemplating the situation, or their behavior becomes really detached, or you notice anything that is concerning, just for the love of anything, just reach out, just speak to them. Don't berate them, don't belittle them, don't pretend like you have a freaking clue what's going through their mind, because that's not true. They are living their truth, and you are nobody to give them advice or to pretend that you actually know how you feel, or how they would feel if they were you. You don't. So just listen, just be sympathetic, be empathetic, and reassure them that the world would be a worse place without them, that somebody would wake up the following day and think of them for being gone. And that's, make sure that you do it in a way that it doesn't sound like emotional guilt trip. Don't make them feel guilty for feeling that way. Make them feel loved, because that's what they need. That's what we all need. And that's another thing that I really hope comes across from this, and that a lot of conversations spark is, there is a lot of talk about guilt and regret when people have suicidal thoughts. Don't freaking rub it on their faces. Don't remind them. If you want to address the situation to gain insight or anything like that, just have an open, honest conversation for the sake of understanding. Put it in a way that you are trying to see it from their perspective, to step on their shoes, or to try and figure out things that may have created a pattern that have made them feel this way, so they can be prevented in the future. Because that's what this is all about. It's about preventing someone taking their own life for the wrong reasons. I'm 100% in favor of euthanasia if you can't go on, if life is too much, if you are dying and the death is painful and slow. You are the master of your own fate, and I'm not gonna tell you how to live. But when people are hurting, when people are suffering, when people feel like there is nothing left for them in this world, those thoughts are not necessarily the same. They are harmful thoughts of self-sabotage, of self-undermining, that are causing them pain. And you need to accept that pain, acknowledge that pain, share it with them, and help them understand that hurting is part of being human, but it doesn't have to be all that there is there. So please, 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 please reach out to people, and it's not just people who are in danger or who may be vulnerable. Just reach out to people. Just, be humane, be human, connect with individuals. I appreciate it can be really hard for some people, introverts, people with anxiety, people with different social issues. I get it. But when that moment comes and you actually feel the confidence to actually do it, just please reach out, talk to people, engage in meaningful conversations. Don't just talk about the weather. Actually express what's going through your life, what's going through your mind, why your heart feels heavy. And I really hope you will see change around you that way. On the subject of suicidal thoughts and stuff, again, just because I've been on that, and medications, particularly when you have chronic illnesses or when you have a lot of pain or severe issues, can really mess up your brain. There is such a thing as suicidal ideation being provoked by medication. Please make sure that if that ever happens, the person that's going through this gets the right help, and if possible, taken off that medication. I have known far too many people on hardcore meds going through that, feeling worse than what the condition actually was about, because the medication was just not right for them. We don't want anyone to feel that way. And it is okay to say, this pill is actually hurting me more than what I have inside me. So please take control over that situation if you see it happening. I have been on that end. When I was first put on amitriptyline for severe nerve pain, I think I've said this before, I suffered from severe paranoia. I had some really freaking bizarre thoughts that I'm not even fully aware of right now, but I genuinely felt like my life was at risk simply from taking this medication, because I wasn't being me. The entire world around me felt like a threat, and I knew, at least I have the insight to know that that was not normal. Just imagine if someone was in that situation and their thoughts went a step further and they felt like the only way out they had was to just end their life. So just be careful, be mindful with that stuff. And like I said, please reach out. Don't just do it today because it's Suicide Prevention Day or Suicide Prevention Month or anything. Just freaking reach out to people as often as you can. Make them feel safe, make them feel loved, understood, at least like they're being listened to. And you will be surprised the amount of people you help that way, because that's all we need. We just need to know that there is someone out there that has our back, and that tomorrow will be a different day. It may not be better, it may be worse, but it will be different. This has been very emotional for me. I'm very sorry, but it's just something very close to my heart. I've seen so many people actually in danger for this and not receiving the right support. So anything that you can do for mental health charities, anything that you can do for suicidal prevention charities, just please do, because it makes a huge difference. So that's what I wanted to say right now. And there will be a Fiber Friday video later that has nothing to do with this, but for every single fibro warrior out there, for every single person with a condition that just feels like enough is enough and they're about to give up, don't, because I believe in you, and there is more to life than suffering, and I hope that you can see that. Thank you.